Okay, so that's all wonderful presentations. And now let's go to our question session. So I noticed that some of the questions has been answered already, but I still want to raise these questions to all the audience to see what people's questions on these. So the first question is to Jonathan. So where's the question here? So I think the question is related to, oh, give me 1 second. The question is related to your principal component analysis. So how many total variations has been explained by your 3 major principal component? And did you find any sex difference in the principal component or in the subsequent association with the disease?
So those are very good questions. The first 3 principal components explain 96% of the variation from our 14 traits, including the 4th component actually brings it up to upwards of 99%. The PCA we did run on combined sex statistics as well as for each gender individually. And what we find is that actually the PCA loadings for men and women separately are more similar to each other than they are to the combined sex statistics. So actually what we use are sex-specific loadings in our analysis. As for specific effects or associations with diseases, there's only one that survives multiple testing correction, which is PC2, so the increased, disproportionate increase in adiposity. Increases the risk of heart disease more in men than it does in women. And unfortunately, the PC3 is very similar between men and women, but it explains much more variance in women. And so we have too little power in men. I expect we would probably see some sex specificity in the effects, but unfortunately, we don't have the power to test that.
So that's great. Okay, the second question is to Peng Wei. So people ask if your method can be applicable to gene interaction.
Yeah, this is a very good question. Conceptually, yes, because we impose the EQTL weight to the SNPs in a SNP set, for example, a gene. So if we have a gene by gene interaction, then conceptually, we can test the we post the EQTL weights.
Okay, and myself have a follow-up question for your topic. It's very interesting. I'm just wondering, for your current model framework, you focus on the binary outcome. Can you extend your model framework to time-event outcome? Because for pancreatic cancer, the survival and the tumor progression can also be clinically very useful.
Yeah, this is a very good question. So yes, the test is based on the score function. So whenever we have a score function available, it's applicable. So in the I think in the time to event framework, we can extend it to in the Cox proportional hazard regression.
Okay, thank you. The next question is for Diana. So I have a question is how many number of simulation replications to help you to estimate the confidence interval?
Hello, I had 150 iterations for computing one confidence interval. And then I had about, I think, 100 to 200 coverage probabilities. Yeah.
Okay.
Confidence coverage probabilities, and then I calculated one overall coverage probability like an estimator.
Okay, thank you. My next question is for Yanyu. So for your presentation, it seems like you directly use the UCA biobanking data. Have you considered to run some simulations to evaluate your model performance?
You mean, have we done any simulation studies for this problem? The answer is no. We didn't really try simulation. I think the reason is that sort of the simulation setup will be a little bit complicated. So we directly go to the real data analysis in this case. Yeah, okay. So we need to think a little more about the shared genetic mechanism and something like that. So yeah, so we don't have any simulation results.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so our audience also have some questions. Another question is for Peng Wei. Just wondering, the method is something like the gene to environmental interaction, where gene is predicted, gene expression like in the TWAS and taking multiple tissues into account. Is that the case? Sorry, you have to unmute yourself.
Sorry. Yeah, this is a very good question. So conceptually, it is similar to the TWAS. Originally, when we developed this method, we thought it would be a straightforward extension. But later on, we realized that the genetic main effect can be a nuance. So in the current framework, we use we model the genetic main effect as a random effect and use a generalized linear mixed model to estimate the genetic main effect. So not impose any assumption on the eQTL. So the eQTL part only kicks in the gene by environment terms. And also we go beyond the TWAS, which is kind of like a weighted burden test. So we also extended to include variance component test as well as kind of minimum P test. So it's more general than the TWAS or the G by E version of the GWAS, in my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you. And the next question is for Yanyu. So people ask, what is the PredictDB?
The PredictDB is a database that contains the prediction model for gene expression. Yeah, so currently we have GTEx version 8 prediction models, and we also have MISA study models there as well. Yeah, that's the database for transcription models.
Okay, thank you. And people ask, Peng Wei, is your program publicly available?
Yes, so we have implemented a weighted AGE test in the R package H, which is available on GitHub. And we will soon update the AGE package on R Quran, hopefully by next week. Thank you.
Thank you. So that's all.
I have one question.
All the questions here. Do people have any further questions? Go ahead, Celia.
I have a question for Diana. I found that very interesting. Thank you. The infinitesimal jackknife, does it rest on any particular assumptions of any kind that are important to know about?
Hi, Celia. It is important to know that the assumption that it is based on is the normality assumption of the predictions. So you assume that the predictions are normally distributed and work with that for the infinitesimal jackknife.
Thank you. Other comments or questions? Yeah.
Okay, so if no more questions, let's thank all our wonderful speakers and for the exciting topics and presentations. So Celia, I'll transfer to you.
Thank you to everybody for your participation. And please don't forget to go and check the corresponding posters for these presentations. And otherwise, if you are able to, if it's not the middle of the night, we will see you in 5 hours time at 8 p.m. for me. And if that's not a good time, then hopefully you'll be able to watch the videos on your own time and join us at the scientific talks tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Vanessa's still here, twice.
Yeah, I was checking. I changed it, and it's still Vanessa. I just thought I can't get it straight.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, I think it's okay. Celia, I'm just copying and pasting the questions and answers just as a backup.
Okay, yeah, great. I'll leave it open for a while longer. I realized I shut it down a bit too fast last time.
Hold on, let's see. I think
It's kind of nice to have the record.
it is. Let's see. Okay, I've got it all, so we can shut down.
Okay, all right, talk to you later.
Real quick, so the poster sessions, do you want all the posters to be shown on the web or just the, because we have the lightning presenters on the web agenda, but I guess they want to look for everybody else?
Yeah, it would be all the posters in, but you know, like just in a PDF or something, or in a Word file or something. It would be all the posters. I know we could search the Wiley genetic epidemiology issue, but I don't think it has the topics.
It does not, and I have all of the papers listed by topic. The problem is I don't know if everybody who had the abstract and the opportunity actually
submitted. I wouldn't worry about that. We could call the files submitted abstracts by topic.
Okay. Well, I'll just go with that then.
Yeah, we can just do that.
Coming back on.
Robert's coming back on. Yeah.
I'm trying to see what happens.
Somehow you've gotten Vanessa's panelist link.
Vanessa. I've still got. I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna resend you that.
All right, I'll try
the
again.
PDF file, and on the PDF file, click on that link, because I mean, even so, I didn't send you links other than the PDF, so I just don't understand this.
Oh, this was not a PDF. I did. I don't know what I downloaded from you. Something but it's okay. You send me the PDF, and I'll next time I'll go there.
Okay, I'll send it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.